guys, welcome to the second video that I will be doing. I have my friend here, Ekemini, who will be joining us today.
Hi.
What we're cooking today is Efo Riro, otherwise known as vegetable soup. And we'll just have a look at the ingredients that we're going to use today. Nigerians use this, but this is my mom's secret ingredient. So closed cup mushrooms, you can get it in Sainsbury's, Asda's or Morrison's.
Or Tesco.
Then these are red peppers.
Bell
We
pepper.
have 2 onions, scotch bonnet or atarodo. We have our locust beans, otherwise known as iru. 1 can of plum tomatoes. Spinach leaves. You see how they're fresh and it has a red bottom. It gives it a different taste. You have your palm oil, your salt and your Maggi. So that's what we'll be using today.
Really marinated chicken.
So part of the things that we'll be using as well is some chicken and gizzard. So all I've done is basically cut it up, wash it, season it with some spices. So I added salt, chicken seasoning, all-purpose curry and thyme with onions. So we'll let that boil first whilst we prepare the pepper and the spinach.
Whilst the chicken is boiling, we're going to work on the spinach, cutting one after the other. And then we're going to wash it thoroughly and then cut it.
Yeah, so we're just cutting the leaves like this. So you can use a knife, or Eki is using her hands to do it. So whichever way you want to do it is fine.
I just finished washing the leaves thoroughly and I included salt to remove whatever sand will be left in it. So yeah, I'm done with that.
In order to blend the pepper and everything, I've been using 1 can of plum tomatoes. So pour that in. Make sure the plum tomato is what you pour in first, so that it's easy to blend. I'm going to cut the 2 big red peppers. Cutting the onions. So these are red onions, but you can also use the white onions that you can get in Tesco as well. And I'm chopping it quite quick. So using 2 onions. Yeah, Ellie just mentioned that I'm not using the chopping board, I'm doing it the African way. So depending on how much pepper you eat, that will determine how much scotch bonnet that you put in.
Yeah.
So for this, I'm putting about 4, which should be quite peppery, but not too much. So there we have it. The key thing with Efo Riro is that the pepper must not be smooth. So you will see how I will do it now. Shake it a bit. So here you have it. So you can see that the pepper is not that smooth. So that's what we're going to use.
Alright, so now we're going to cut the spinach. Some people like it big, some like it small. I'm amongst those who love it small. So yeah, I'm going to cut it thoroughly.
So over here, I've just come to check the chicken. So it's been about 15 minutes since it's been boiling. So it's still not soft yet. So just use a spoon or a wooden spoon just to turn it around a bit. Turn it around. And then just cover it again, and then in about another 5-10 minutes check it again. Leaf you use for your So I'm about to start the process with the pepper. I've switched the chicken to a smaller log and using the big one for the pepper. So you start off with your palm oil. So the one here is Nigerian taste palm oil, or you can get the Ghanaian one or the Sierra Leonean one, anyone is fine. So you pour it into the hot pan. And we pour in a considerable amount. The aim is for the pepper to fry. So this is how much oil I have in the pot. And you can see the smoke coming out. The pot is hot. So we're just going to leave it for like 30 seconds more for the oil to get hotter. So this is the pepper that we blended previously. You can see that it's not smooth. So I'm about to pour it into the hot oil that has been on the fire for about 30 seconds to a minute, and you're going to hear a loud noise. You have to be very careful so that the oil doesn't spill to your eyes, to your face. So I just reduced the heat a bit. Then I have the locust beans here. I already washed it, and you can use about 3 tablespoons. Some people love a lot of it, some people not that much, but 3 tablespoons is sufficient. So you add it into it. I'm adding 3 Maggi cubes inside. I just put it in because it's going to melt. And I add some salt to it. So just stir it a bit, and let it fry. So I just cover it for a bit. So whilst the pepper is on the fire, your meat is boiling. If someone is cutting the spinach for you, you can work on the mushrooms. Just try and look at other things that you can do to save time. So the way I cut it, I just cut it into 3s or 4s, because the mushroom is going to shrink when it gets inside the stew. So if you think some are too big, just try and cut it a bit. But yeah, so here you have it, the mushrooms cut. You've saved some time. Yeah, here's the mushroom, and you can just leave it aside and try to do something else. So 5 minutes into pouring the pepper in, I just opened the pot.
And it smells good too.
Yeah, it does. So just stir it a bit. You can see that it's frying. You can see that there's some oil at the top, and that's what you want at this stage. So just leave it and cover it. So the next thing we're going to do, Eki has nicely chopped up the spinach, and I boiled some hot water. So I pour the hot water in to the spinach. Yeah. And then I use either a wooden spoon just to stir it. People do this process differently. Some people boil the spinach, but this is my method of doing it. So just stir it a bit for a couple of times, and then I pour it into a strainer. You will notice that the spinach reduces in size. So if you compare the spinach from the beginning to now, you see there's a whole lot of difference. It's hot, so I just open the tap by the side. You have to try and squeeze the water out of it. It's very hot. Wow, this is hot. For the time being, I'll just put it on top of this bowl for the water to drain. So basically now we have the chicken and the gizzard ready, and I'm about to put it inside the stew, and it's been cooking for about 20 minutes. So this is what it looks like at the moment. So you can just use a spoon, just add some gizzard. Okay. And then you can just use your hands, put in some chicken, put it all in, mix it, squeeze everything.
This is lovely.
Yeah, you hear Eki said it's lovely. It smells fantastic as well. So you just mix it in like that, and then probably leave it for another 5 minutes. Let the taste and the seasoning go into the chicken. So we're just gonna leave it for another 5 minutes to cook. So it's been 5 minutes that the chicken and the gizzard have been in the stew, and you can see that everything's really popping in. So right now I'm going to add the mushrooms. So it's one of the last things that you add in, because it doesn't take a long time to cook. So add the mushrooms. Make sure you stir it in. Leave that for about 2 minutes. Then the next thing will be the spinach. So the spinach is the last thing that you put in. So I just leave that to just simmer for about 2 minutes, and we'll add the spinach after. It's been 2 minutes that the mushroom has been in there. So now I'm going to add the last ingredient, which is the spinach. So I've squeezed out the water in the spinach. So just do that. And then, as usual, you stir it. Try to stir the spinach out. So still trying to stir it in and making sure that it goes round there. So it's in there. Don't leave it in for too long. 2 minutes is sufficient, just to let the spices and the pepper go into the spinach. So cover it no more than 2 minutes, because it's not nice when it's too soft. Okay, so now 2 minutes is up. I've turned off the fire and just cleaned the sides, and this is what the efo riro looks like at the end of the day. So that's it for today. I've shown you how to make efo riro, but thank you Aki for joining me to make this.
It's a pleasure.
Till I come your way the next time. Goodbye.
Bye.